2009, and the Patterson Foundation is about to be fully funded. But there's a challenge, because with this unfettered charter, we had no directive in terms of geography, issue, or even organization. Many people would have jumped into, well, let's do this kind of work. But no, the governing board wisely said, we must be values driven. So we worked days and weeks, even months, on crafting just the right words to create values that would live vibrantly from day one through the years forward. So stay tuned and listen to those who work with the Patterson Foundation bring those values to life.
Hey, I'm Michael Corley, and I have the opportunity to talk about one of the TPS values, and that is to strengthen others. So every time we walk into an opportunity to work with nonprofits in our area, we focus on how can we strengthen them. Value beyond the gift, so beyond the money. Oftentimes we'll be working through an initiative like Margin and Mission Ignition and recognize some nonprofits need some help with either marketing or with social media or financials, and we will bring experts in order to help them learn and grow and strengthen in those areas. We've also learned that it's really important to be accessible and engaged to all. So we will often start an initiative where we invite everybody in, and then we will narrow it down to those that have met specific thresholds in terms of leadership, willingness, readiness, capacity, and culture, and we will move forward in a much deeper way with them. Again, the purpose is to strengthen people where they are along their continuum, and then to share what we learn. That's absolutely critical. Every organization we work with, every initiative we have is an opportunity to learn and then share that with the masses such that people can learn from the work we're doing. So we strive every day to live these values. We're very proud of them, and we think that our intentionality has really hopefully helped made a difference. So thank you much.
Hello, my name is Beth Duda, and I'm the director of the Suncoast Campaign for Grade Level Reading working with the Patterson Foundation. Today I'd like to speak to you about the Patterson Foundation's value of working with others to strengthen their impact. As we continue to build a regional movement centered around the success of our children and families, it is essential that we are engaged in our community and accessible to others. By listening deeply and aligning with others, we make deep connections and we forge relationships. And it's those relationships and connections that propel our work forward. Many times a conversation with someone results in an introduction to someone else who may have knowledge or expertise that will strengthen our work or the work of one of our partners. Forging these new connections and these new relationships strengthen ourselves, they strengthen our organizations, and most importantly, they strengthen our community.
Hi, my name's Donna Pahalovich, and I want to speak briefly about the Suncoast Campaign for Grade Level Reading. Over the last several summers, we have gone into summer camps to help promote the love of reading to those campers so that they do not experience the summer slide while they're in camp for the 3 months. This past summer, we realized that we were not going to be able to go into these camps personally. So instead of talking about what could have been, what should have been, and our own disappointments, we quickly revamped what we were offering and created a program called This Book is Cool, which can be shared via Zoom. Instead of really talking about missed opportunities, we are always looking forward in our ever-changing world. It changed this summer for us. It will change again, and we're always looking forward to how we can help that common aspirations for our community move forward.
Hi, I'm Jake Hartvigsen. As a community outreach consultant with the Patterson Foundation, I get to meet and work with people from all walks of life. And while I'm proud of the way that we bring our mission to life each and every day, it's our core value of striving to learn as we collaborate and share the challenges and the successes of our community that really resonates with me. Once I explain these values to people, it's like a light bulb goes off in their minds. They suddenly realize that they have a voice to share and that someone wants to listen to them and to learn from what they have to say. Of course, I think they also appreciate the fact that we are able to share with what we've learned from other members of the community as well. All of this helps build a sense of empowerment, and it helps even the smallest partners realize that their voices are important. Listening, learning, sharing, and collaborating. It's what we do every day at TPF, and I'm extremely proud of it.
The value that jumped out to me was the commitment to embracing new ideas that address a constantly changing world. When I look at everything that's happening with Stronger Me, Stronger We right now, it's amazing that this didn't exist back in February when we were making different plans. So when the world, dramatically changed, the agility of TPF to embrace new ideas and connect with the community was, and then put them into action, was nothing short of awe-inspiring. And as the world keeps changing, I look forward to the new ideas yet to come.
When the pandemic hit in March and the world changed overnight, it didn't take long for the Patterson Foundation team to pivot and get their creative juices flowing. Moving to cope, adapt, and innovate, the concept of advancing mission thrivability, this logo that you see behind me, was conceived and embraced as a new idea to help nonprofits keep mission and financial thrivability in full view while making critical decisions. So in customary TPF fashion, a completely new way of thinking, doing, and acting was planned, built, and launched in record time. Yes, another example of philanthropic work that others weren't doing, couldn't do, or wouldn't do. And holding the work to TPF's very high standards, the initiative offered participating nonprofits a valuable experience that delivered equal parts integrity, substance, and joyful stewardship. Meet Alexander Miles Thrivemore, the emoji behind me, who has become the spokesperson for advancing mission thrivability.
One of the values of the Patterson Foundation is to undertake philanthropic work that others aren't doing, can't do, or will not do. While many foundations provide grants to nonprofit organizations, the Patterson Foundation invests in people and communities. I see this often with the Suncoast Campaign for Grade Level Reading Initiative. Whether it's the grandmother who feels empowered to be able to enroll their grandson or granddaughter in a summer reading program, or the volunteer who is so happy to have a seat at the table and have his or her voice heard. The work that the Patterson Foundation is doing is forward-thinking and wise. It will have an impact on many generations to come.
The Patterson Foundation value of undertaking philanthropic work in ways others are not doing, cannot do, or will not do was very evident with This Book is Cool and now Stronger Me, Stronger We. This summer, when our normal plans were derailed due to COVID-19, we didn't just sit back and say, I guess we're not going to do the summer reading challenge. Instead, we came up with a creative way to bring the program to both those children that were in camp and those that were at home. And now with Stronger Me, Stronger We are reaching out to encourage parents and caregivers when many others are scaling back their programs. Everyone at the Patterson Foundation has that can-do attitude.
The TPF values. There are several that come to mind, but one that resonates with me is being accessible and engaged. During the pandemic, we asked ourselves, what can we do? What is possible? What was possible for me was to be a super connector, reaching out to families, letting them know that we hear them, we see them, through text messages, emails, phone calls. I visited families and dropped off books at their doorsteps. When we work together, we can do extraordinary things. Why don't you be a super connector?
Demonstrating integrity blended with joyful stewardship. Creative, thoughtful, caring, dynamic, compassionate, brilliant, and the list goes on. Those are the words that describe the people of the Patterson Foundation. And by people, I mean the staff, the board, the fellows, the consultants that I have been able to work alongside over the past few years. Each and every one of them is at the table for a reason and contributes their expertise to make an impactful change in the communities that TPF serves. They consistently demonstrate integrity and joyful stewardship for all things TPF. Their passion for the work goes well beyond the getting the job done to an experience that brings us all together collectively and adds to the betterment of whatever TPF does. The openness that mistakes are learning moments and successes are shared by all is part of the culture that brings joyful for all of us fortunate to be involved with TPF. It's the people of TPF that exemplify integrity and joyful stewardship.
The Giving Challenge is very important to me. Nonprofit organizations, especially smaller ones, who may not have ever had the opportunity to expand, are provided with resources to accomplish their mission. TPF provides that opportunity. I've spoken with several who are so grateful to us. And what I like most is that it doesn't matter who you are or what your status is in the community. Just follow the guidelines and be a recipient of something good.
Hello, I'm Laurey Stryker, an initiative manager with the Patterson Foundation. And I'm going to talk about the TPF value of embracing new ideas that address a constantly changing world. The 3 initiatives I've had the privilege to develop and watch evolve, each embraced new, bold, even audacious ideas. EdExplore built upon existing connections for the arts and schools, but blew that up into something much broader and deeper that's responsive to changes. Today, EdExplore organizations are shifting to more online engagements, which didn't have a lot of energy at the school district in 2011 when we launched EdExplore. A second initiative had the aspiration of impacting the future of philanthropy. This was clearly an audacious idea for a 10-year-old foundation. But that's morphed to advancing philanthropic leadership centered around a deepening partnership with the leading academic center for philanthropy in the country and beyond, the Lilly School of Family Philanthropy. The TPF Fellows Program expanded to integration into a graduate curriculum with a spring course and now a mini course. And my third initiative, which has just begun, is digital access for all. What could encapsulate new ideas in a constantly changing world than this audacious topic? In each area, we were never the experts, but provided an energetic place to learn, share, and act collaboratively.
It is easy for many to not get involved. I don't want to hear about other people's problems. I have enough of my own. When we are helping people in our community, we see the good, the bad, and the ugly. This summer, when I was delivering books to families, I saw many cheerful front porches with flowers, pretty painted doors, and toys, which we would like to think is the norm for all families, welcoming and inviting. There was a handful of porches with clutter, overgrown yards, and trash that I was a little hesitant to approach. I knocked on one door of an unkempt home and heard kids inside, and then the sound stopped. No one answered the door. I figured that this family, over many others, needed what I was delivering more than any other family. So I paused for a response and then laid the books down by the door and walked back to my car. I felt so good after our delivery days. Philanthropic work is not for sissies. One more thought. Philanthropy is not all fancy galas, fundraisers, and luncheons. There is a lot of boots on the ground action actually that makes it happen.
Hi there, I'm Stacy Sternberg. One of my favorite things about the Patterson Foundation is that ideas are always welcome. So even if there's a far out idea, we are always encouraged to share because once the seed's been planted with a team, ideas generally evolve into so much more than any of us could have ever imagined. When thinking about embracing new ideas in a constantly changing world, I really appreciate how the Patterson Foundation intentionally comes from the perspective of the 5 C's. So that's caring, connecting, collaborating, contributing, and creating. I just think that's brilliant.
EdExplore SRQ, a web-based program launched in 2011, was one of the Patterson Foundation's first initiatives, and its journey embodies TPF core values. TPF deeply cares about children's future and therefore spearheaded collaboration with the local school district, arts, cultural, science, economic, community organizations to bring learning to life using rich, hands-on learning experiences called explorations. Students, teachers, and parents had access to over 200 explorations that were all vetted by the school district's curriculum specialists to ensure alignment with the curriculum. TPF created EdExplore SRQ endowment opportunities to make it possible for all Sarasota K-12 students to benefit from these explorations, promoting the value of philanthropy, thus providing sustainability of EdExplore SRQ. This past year, EdExplore SRQ was forced to adapt to the challenges of the pandemic, reimagining ways explorations might continue to reach students virtually as field trips and in-school performances were forced to take a hiatus. Teachers and administrators and local providers demonstrated their resiliency, rising to the challenge by adapting, innovating, and creating new ways to provide experiential learning virtually. They formed their own community of practice to support and learn from each other, strengthening their skills, sharing their talents and knowledge, and finding novel ways to connect, allowing EdExplore SRQ to evolve and respond to the new normal of teaching and learning. The Patterson Foundation promoted these actions as ways organizations can catalyze their efforts to achieve shared aspirations.
The TPF value of impacting meaningful change through commitment and persistence is evident in the resourcefulness, the creativity, the acceptance of nothing less than excellence, the support provided to the partners, the ongoing cooperation, the enthusiasm, the flexibility, and the unwritten understanding that open minds and listening ears, regardless of what it entails, can and does result in meaningful change, as demonstrated by the overwhelming successful impact of This Book is Cool, the summer reading program for children in our 4-county region that entailed both the delivering and the setting up of book pickup stations for all children pre-K to grade 3. I am extremely appreciative to be part of this experience, both as a facilitator and a student.
Hello, Deborah Gauvreau here. I'm going to speak for a moment about the Suncoast Nursing Action Coalition. We call it SNAC. SNAC has been very successful by really anchoring into and benefiting from the Patterson Foundation's approach and its value to focus on shared values while leveraging resources. SNAC has propelled itself into success after success by sharing its values, sharing its aspirations with others, and bringing them together in an environment to create change. And the process has brought competitors together with one another, and after 7 years, about 20 organizations continually participate in the SNAC Coalition because they have shared values, they have shared aspirations, and because they themselves are providing the leadership and the guidance together for achieving the results. So they are bringing their own intellectual and organizational resources to the table to make the goals, to achieve the goals that they've set out for themselves. So it's a wonderful combination of individuals agreeing together on principles that are higher than any kind of competitive factors, but also really being willing to come to the table and give to the resources. So it is hospitals, it is educational institutions, foundations, workforce organizations that have all come together to work together, and really at its core, values and leveraging those resources of those organizations have brought success after success. So I hope this has been helpful, and onward we go. Good luck to you.
Being accessible and engaged is what Mind in the Making is all about. I have the honor of delivering these workshops throughout our community. Being accessible in hospitals, churches, Salvation Army, schools, anywhere that people want to host to bring together like-minded individuals that want to share these skills with the children in their lives. Currently, we're hosting these on Zoom. We questioned the engagement piece of it, but it's far exceeded our expectations. We use the breakout rooms, and the people come back, not immediately when we draw them back, but they choose to stay in the room that extra minute and come back laughing and sharing that they just didn't have enough time. We brought them back too quickly. They're helping each other solve problems and create strategies that they might be experiencing at home now that the family's under one roof for more time throughout the day. We also are engaged with facilitators who help us take these workshops out into the community. We connect at quarterly meetings, and they have access to me and the rest of the team anytime they want to email or pick up the phone. We're there for them. This keeps us all motivated and engaged to share the science with the rest of the community in the 4 counties of Manatee, Sarasota, Charlotte, and DeSoto.
If I wanted to talk about one of TPS values for under a minute, it would definitely be focusing on shared aspirations while leveraging resources. The reason why I would choose this particular TPF value is because when working with the community, organizations, and individuals, I've always seen wonderful results when those people have shared aspirations and they can connect and come together on those shared aspirations. Any initiatives that I've been fortunate enough to be a part of with the Patterson Foundation is greatly enhanced when you can come together with other people with shared aspirations. And when it comes to leveraging those resources, when you have so many different types of organizations, community members, individuals bringing their talents and skills to the table, those resources can really be plentiful and really help propel initiatives and wonderful things for the community together.
Hi everyone, my name is Abby Rolland and I am a current fellow at the Patterson Foundation. So the value that I chose was embracing new ideas that address a constantly changing world. I found that since I've been here and throughout the year 2020, when it seems like everything is changing on a weekly basis, TPF has really embraced a lot of new ideas and new initiatives to help make a difference. So that includes This Book is Cool, which evolved in a new way from the Summer Reading Challenge and, engaged kids with reading, helped them do activities with their parents, just really found a way to connect with families and children during a challenging time. Advancing Mission Thrivability was created to help local nonprofits align mission and economic-centric decision-making, and there are a number of other initiatives that have sprung from this crazy year. So TPF, in a lot of different ways, TPS has found ways to create and partner with a lot of different partners in order to create meaningful change regardless of the circumstances. And I think it's really that pushing upstream, the reacting to changing circumstances and retaining that passionate commitment to do good that really makes TPF different and helps it stand out and makes it a dedicated change maker.
Hello, I'm Laurey Stryker, an initiative manager with the Patterson Foundation. And I want to talk about TPF's value of undertaking philanthropic work in ways others are not doing, cannot do, or will not. We go big where others go small, precisely because we embrace our open charter. This is my takeaway from TPF's work and experience. We set goals and timelines to hold ourselves accountable, but we accept that systemic change happens at the speed of trust. We've honed our LWRCC skills to intuit possibilities for collaborations. Our open, creative approach adds surprise and energy to whatever we undertake.
In my short time at the Patterson Foundation, I have met a team of incredible people who are bright, passionate, forward-thinking, and creative. Their work isn't completed through a filter of ego, but rather a filter of caring. There's so much to impress at TPF, but I keep coming back to this value, understanding that resources and expertise beyond the gift add value. As a team, our discussion is always about how to go deeper, how to add value, how to connect, how to make sure that value lasts. To a person, all recognize that our goal isn't about getting books in the hands of children. It's about instilling a sense of community and caring and connecting and stewardship into each and every one of these children and their families. It's been an honor to work with the professionals at the Patterson Foundation who give more than their time. They give their heart. Thank you from the bottom of mine.
Well, you've heard it from the TPFers. They definitely live our values. In fact, they're quite passionate. We call them passionaries. Thanks for listening.